Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to another dreary afternoon here at the Guide to Poor Parenting podcast studios, where Jennifer and I are recording another episode of A Guide to Poor Parenting, a podcast where me, Jason,
and me, Jennifer,
have a few drinks
and talk shit about our kids.
Please follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Guide to Poor Parenting,
and Twitter, Facebook, TikTok at Poor Parent Pod.
Yes, see all our cocktail reviews and drink reviews and how much we love the Costco Advent wine calendar.
I think we should hopefully almost be done with it.
I think we still have about 6 left.
Okay.
It is a rough road to hoe with that wine. Every time we open it, it's either bland. Mostly it's bland.
Yeah.
I would say probably 30% of the time it's gross. And then about 10 to 15% of the time it's like okay.
It's drinkable.
Yeah. I've yet to have one really good wine out of there.
Where you're like, whoa,
yeah,
this is awesome.
Because there's no. But we will tell the mother and the parents-in-law not to buy us anymore.
Yes.
Please.
I mean, that's on y'all.
Yeah.
I ain't drinking no more after this.
I was thinking in the future maybe we should go over to what's their name? The Nook or Open Bottle will let us record. Just go set up in a corner and be like, hey, can we get a glass of something and try it? And,
they got whiskeys.
They got whiskeys.
I like the whiskeys.
Hell, we could record there if you wanted to.
Oh, if we
They
could?
let us have...
I mean, if they, let us, I meant.
Yeah, I mean, they have recording artists there, so they have like live music, so as long as we're like... And there's an upstairs balcony that's kind of out of the way.
Okay.
We might could do that.
Yeah.
It might be fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jennifer, besides our alcoholic tendencies, how's your week been?
It's been okay. Just been trying to deal with work and lots of overtime just because we're doing a whole bunch of
stuff.
Work. Yeah, we have one less of what I do. So one person moved somewhere else and then the person who got the job of what I do. So that makes that department, part of the department, less. So we're just like extra work. And then we're going into a new computer system next August. So I'm a data validator. Woo. And I don't get paid more for that. But I have to do a whole bunch of validations. And I thought it'd be really funny to go into the meeting and be like, data validators, mount up. But then I didn't know how many people would get the regulator. Well,
validators assemble, maybe. They might get that one better.
But that's not as fun as, because regulators, I love regulators. So
you need to drop down to one knee and do the superhero knee drop or whatever that fuck shit is.
Not going to happen. I can't get back up.
Validators, to your desks.
Mama can't get back up.
Oh.
But, yeah, so just extra work. I've been working Saturdays, so that sucks, not being able to sleep in and that sort of thing. But the extra money's nice. Wesley's not been the best. 7th grade has been horrible. So we're just trying to get through that. That's pretty much a minute by minute, and the prayer, the God grant me the serenity prayer. Yeah, every morning. just to get by, because I'm only with him for like yelling at him to wake up, so that's probably 30 minutes of that, and then I pick him up wicked late from the Boys and Girls Club just because I don't want to deal with his ass, so that's 2 hours, and those 2.5 hours are just like, let me go back to work. Like, I'd rather deal with them people because I don't have to parent them, You
just have to do other work for them.
Yeah, that's true. But, yeah. So, I do love that it's fall. I'm in my hoodie. Mm-hmm. I don't like that, we have a hurricane, tropical storm. I'm not sure what Helena got up to. Yeah. But, the rain and stuff really makes my head hurt, my body hurt. So, ready for that to go away. But football season, yay. Yeah. So that was my week. How was your week?
My week was okay. I'm not going to get into too much specifics, but I work for a government contracting company, and we had a contract rebid. So like we won our company won the contract. So we don't have to change badges. Like same in government contracting world, it's pretty common to like if they like the team, the government will be like, okay, go to another company. But we don't have to do that this time. So we're all going to stick around with the same company. And,
Well, that's good.
yeah. But I will hit my 3 years with them in end of October, I think. Or early November. So
I didn't realize it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
Well.
But I think it's time to I think it's time to move on, just because I have some professional goals I want to hit before I turn 50, or by the time I hit 50.
Well, that's like next year, right?
So I want to make one more job move now, and then probably one more job move when I'm 50.
Okay.
To hit like a salary level that I'm looking for, and to make some professional development. And so it's been a little bit stressful.
Yeah.
We have a couple of kind of young and experienced developers that I really like. I like them. They're really nice guys, but man, they are struggling. They are on the struggle bus, and I have to do a lot of hand holding. And I mean,
do their work for them.
Not necessarily do their work, but like I will admit, a lot of programming is copying other people's work and then just making it work in your system.
Right.
So you go online and you copy and paste shit constantly, and that's what they do a lot of times. That's fine. I do it myself, but they don't know how to make it work, and they don't understand. Like they're kind of struggling on the basics sometimes.
Gotcha.
So it's like they're like, I don't know how to get around this error. It's like, well, because you pulled something in that you didn't like do this other thing you had to do. So it's a little frustrating, but
You'll get there.
Yeah, it's good experience as a lead developer, so I'm not complaining too much. And Kalia had a rough week. I got a call from a teacher. I think it was Wednesday, because she had like blown up another kid.
Oh.
And like over nothing. Like the kid was just asking her questions, and Kalia was just tired. Apparently, blew up at her.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, oh, girl.
She just couldn't take it no more.
I guess, but it was like literally like 8:45 in the morning when the teacher called. She's like, "Is everything okay at home?" I was like, "As far as I know." So I'm like, I don't beat her any more than normal.
Aw.
Yeah, but she's actually in counseling, and she actually asked to be in counseling. So it's working out pretty well, and she's starting to open up about tougher subjects than she's ever wanted to.
Right.
So she's doing pretty good.
That's good.
And Justin and Leia Justin's my son. It's probably our 15 listeners know already, but him and his girlfriend live with us at the moment with their baby boy, our newest grandchild, Elijah.
The baby.
So precious.
We love the baby.
But I swear to God, that baby's gonna... Every time I hold that baby, he starts crying. I'm like, I don't want to be the least favorite grandpa.
You're not going to be.
That's Zane's job.
Oh.
He doesn't... When you give him to me, he doesn't. He stops crying.
You know what, Zane? Are we gonna fight on this here podcast?
Again.
We've never fought on the podcast. So, yeah. But I think a lot of it is just like she gives them to me right after he eats, and he gets an upset tummy, and then he cries. So, but it's like, so every time Alea brings the baby around, it's like, oh, you sad to see your least favorite grandfather. But yeah, everything's going pretty good. We're down to 2 cars because their car is broken, or not broken, but acting up. So they're borrowing ours. So it's a bit of a stressor, but we're making do.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have a super flexible schedule, and Zane switched jobs, so it's a little easier.
Yeah.
So my life's good.
Yeah.
Just gross outside. And
it's good that you have 2 cars to be able to help them out with that. So,
very true.
That really helps out a lot.
Very true.
Because, like if I was in that boat, I only have 1 car.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of advantages we have, and I'm grateful for them. So, well, Miss Jennifer, what are we drinking?
We are drinking, when we went to Key West, me and Zane and I, did an excursion. Woo. And we went to Pilar's. It's Hemingway's rum, because Hemingway was all about the Key West, apparently. He was there all the time and stuff like that.
At a house.
And so we are drinking Pilar's Flagship blonde rum today. It's very yummy. I have a note of coconut when I drink it. But we learned a lot of cool little facts, and then did the cigar thing. But if I ever go to Key West again, I don't want to do an excursion. I just want to go rent a little buggy and just drive around, because I feel like I missed a lot of stuff because
I was gonna say, I think part of that too is that y'all's excursion was later in the day because Kalia and I did an excursion at like 8 a.m. So we got up, we did our excursion, and then we had time to explore some.
Right.
So I feel like I got to see a bit more of the city than you did.
Yeah. Because we really just saw the whatever we saw as we walked by.
Yeah.
The weird house that's air conditioned, but it was built by a dude from like Michigan, and he has like there's like 6 chimneys in there or some shit like that, and we're like, why the fuck is there chimneys in Key West? But anyways, and then just whatever we saw, and to get to the rum place, and then we walked over to the cigar place, and then it was almost time. It was lunchtime, so I asked the guy at the cigar place because I was like, I don't really want touristy food, so where do you go eat? And he told us about a place and that had the best mojitos. So we got mojitos, and then I had plantain nachos, which was really, really good.
Yeah, they were.
And so that was like it. Then we walked back to get back to the boat.
And we got a key lime pie. Oh, Zane did.
No, I did not get a key lime pie.
It was good.
I don't do pie.
But yeah, this was when y'all got back. Zane had these 2 bottles, and I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool. So we're gonna have the blonde one this time, and I think we're gonna do the dark one next time.
Yep.
And then we can do a third one. Apparently Zane said that on the tasting they just mix the rums.
Yep.
Yes.
It turned out really good.
Yep.
So.
Usually you think about like mixing a white and a dark, like light and dark. You don't want to, but it was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, it's quite yummy.
But yeah, so that's what we're drinking on is the the Pilars.
I've never drank straight rum before because I find it a little too. Even the smell of even this stuff has a slightly anesthetic smell to it, but the taste is really good.
Yeah,
flavors like it has a very slight hint of pineapple and coconut.
Yeah.
And
the coconuts.
Coconut. I was trying to tell Jennifer about there was some clip of Kamala Harris talking about saying her mom said about you didn't just fall out of the coconut tree, and Jennifer's like,
yeah, I didn't understand that at all, so that's why I had to ask. But that's because I don't really
pay attention.
Yeah, that's very, very, very true.
And if you hear a sound in the background, that is my poor baby grandson being tortured by his father because mom's out and about.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, Justin offered to let her like get out of the house and get away from the baby for a while. So he's watching the baby, and I can hear the baby crying.
He is such a good daddy. He really does try.
He's
to
really changed.
You know,
I remember when he was a teenager and he babysat, and he got really frustrated.
Oh my God, yeah.
He didn't know what he was doing. He even like cracked a desk from punching it because he didn't know how to handle the baby crying. So the fact that he's able to handle the baby now, I'm really proud of him.
Yeah, but then it's also his kid, so it's a little different too.
Yeah, but he's
and then he has to deal with Alea if he messes up.
Well, he's also exhausted too, so I'm proud of him for being able to handle everything and be
definitely. Yep.
Yeah. So what are we talking about this week, Miss Jennifer?
We are talking about screen time.
Yeah. Well, I think we talked about technology before.
Yep.
And I was like, what are we going to talk about, Miss Jennifer? And I was like, the reason I wanted to talk about it is because I find the older I get, the more I find myself just being like, okay, let me have some downtime. You go sit in front of the screen instead of like, let me try and find shit to entertain you.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes me feel guilty that she's getting so much screen time.
Yeah.
And I think you feel the same way a little bit too.
Mm-mm.
Well, I think you used to.
I used to, yeah.
Now you're just like taking any kind of break you can from him because he's so mean to you. Yes. But yeah, because there's always like, everybody's like, too much screen time. But I was thinking back when I was a kid, and I like watched a shit ton of TV.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, I don't know. Part of me is like, is it really as bad as people say? Or, I do feel kind of bad that we're not engaging with each other and doing stuff. Mm-hmm. But I do try like get her out and force her to do fun stuff. And,
right.
But sometimes I'm just like, oh, just go rot your brain for a while because Papa needs a nap. And
Right. Or just needs to go play on his phone while you go watch TV.
yes.
Yeah, I feel like Wesley's addicted to the tablet. Not necessarily TV, but to the tablet. I think he's addicted to that because it's like it's the only thing that he likes. And when there's a punishment, it is like a 5-year-old throwing a tantrum. He's like falling all over the bed and like, you ruined my whole weekend. And it was like Friday night. And I'm like, dude, did I do what you did? No.
But Mom.
Calm the fuck down. You know, it's like, it's crack in a way.
Yeah.
And I hate that he has it so much. But then on the other hand, it's like, I don't want to deal with
The tantrums
and the possibility of him breaking my shit. Because if he does, I have to call the cops.
Yep.
And it's like, you know,
it's a balancing act,
it's so hard.
Well, also, like, you know, for you, especially as a single mom, like, what are you supposed to do with him? Especially since he fights you so hard on, like, just doing basic shit around the house. You can't get him to clean his room. You can't even get him to take a bath regularly or flush his goddamn toilet.
Yep.
So what are you supposed to do?
Yep.
I know Gwen felt like she was on our second episode, and hopefully she's going to be our final guest for the season. She used to feel guilty about it too, but at the same time, it's like, what are you supposed to do if you're a single parent? It's like, it becomes the babysitter because it's so fucking convenient. And
it is very convenient. And I would love to have him in sports, but he's been doing so bad that I'm like, I think you would just
waste my money.
Yes. And I hate to say that, but that is the truth. That I would, spend all this money and he'd be like, I just want to go home. I'm going to play on my tablet. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? It's hard.
Yeah.
And I really do think that there's some addiction there.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. But at the same time, it's, I will say, like, I've had him last couple of days because of school, which Jennifer will hopefully talk about next year. But she was like, do you want me to have a tablet? I was like, I know he got in trouble at school, but if he doesn't have a tablet, he's going to
get on your nerves.
Well, not only that, get on my nerves, but he'll wander off the property and go, like, he's already in trouble somewhere else. And if he goes to that area, he'll get arrested. So it's like, he can't go if he doesn't have something to do, he's going to get into trouble.
Yes.
And so it's like, if I've got to work and I can't really focus on him too much, it's like he's got to have something to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise he's going to,
And that's sad that we have to babysit a 13-year-old because that's what that is.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, you're 13 years old. You should not be acting like a 5-year-old.
Well, with that, he's incredibly immature emotionally, though.
Yeah, that's true. His immaturity level.
Yeah,
his
maturity level.
His maturity level. Thank you. Is not.
He's not
13.
He's not on level.
No.
I mean, boys tend to be behind in that way.
But he's
emotionally.
Way behind.
Yeah, but he's stunted because of the trauma he experienced.
And then that, it's like, well, now it shows its ugly head, and I'm just like, why?
Puberty.
Yeah, and I think you're right. That's exactly what it is.
He's just all those hormones. And I will say testosterone makes you aggressive. So it's like, it doesn't surprise me a ton because like all those testosterone. And he's gotten big.
Yeah.
He's 13, but I was like, God bless, when did you get so big all of a sudden?
Yeah. Yep.
Kalia's 2 years into puberty. Like, she's already, had her period for almost 2 years now, maybe a year and a half. And admittedly, she does, like, she has her ups and downs, but it's never violent.
Yeah.
Like he can get, but I also think it's because of the estrogen. It's not estrogen. It's estrogen flowing through her, not the testosterone. Mm-hmm. Because I hate to admit it, when I was in my 20s, I played around with steroids, and it made me very aggressive.
Really?
I remember I was on it, and I had a motorcycle at the time, and I was riding around Houston on my motorcycle, and it was just like sitting in a light, and someone took too long, and I was like, I could literally like get off my bike, pull them out of the car, and hit them. And I am not a violent person.
No.
Jennifer knows I am a dainty little flower.
Oh my goodness, I did not know that. Yeah. I mean, I
didn't
knew that you were a dainty little flower, but I did not.
Yeah. I mean, it was a fleeting thought, but it was just like, I don't usually get those kind of...
that's a scary thought.
Yeah. My inner monologue is not usually... It's petty.
Yes.
And bitchy, but it's never violent.
Yeah.
Unless it's with my kids. Then I've wanted to slap the shit out of them a couple of times.
Well, of course.
Well, yeah.
It's called being a parent.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I will say like Kalia's not addicted to the tablet. However, the TV that she watches has a Roku, and so she can get on YouTube and just like scream. She can go through the YouTube Shorts, which is basically just TikTok.
Yep.
So it's a lot of just like crap she's watching, and I'm like, I feel kind of guilty about this, but at the same time, I'm like, I spent a lot of my childhood doing that too, like just watching TV. Constantly. Yeah. You didn't do that, did you? You didn't watch. Did you watch TV a bunch?
I want to say not a bunch, because when we were in Germany, it was
German TV, and you didn't speak it very well.
Yeah, and we only had one English channel, and the English channel was mostly for the wives. So it was like soap operas, and Saturday morning was the only time I really got anything.
What about in the States?
In the States, I guess I want to say if it was icky outside, that was probably when I watched TV, or when it was nighttime, because you had to go home when the street lights came on.
Right.
And there wasn't parental
supervision.
Like the MA and the
parental
rated
controls.
R. Yeah. So what my parents would do is they would...
Now, when you say parents, you mean your mother, because I don't think your father was doing this.
Well, he would watch him. My mom would watch to make sure that I could watch it. My father was just watching it, I think. But if it was something that I could watch, they would let me watch it with them. And then if it was the icky part, I'd have to leave the room, and she'd fast forward without me seeing it until we come back in.
Right.
So I didn't know how RoboCop got all shot up and became RoboCop until I was probably in my 30s, because I didn't really care.
Right.
Because, I got the basics, from watching it with them, but it wasn't it wasn't something that I sought after to see how he became that way. Mama was like, yeah, it was bad, so you can't watch this. So she was my parental control person. And I did that with Wesley too, because some of the stuff, like superhero movies, I think some of them are PG-13 just because of the violence in it, and maybe a cuss word here and there. But hell, in my house, it's rated R when it comes to the cuss words. So, I can't really go by that. So I would watch the superhero movies and make sure that I thought everything was good, and then I would let him watch, because kids want to watch superhero movies. So I didn't really watch too much TV. It was more let's go play, or if it rained and I couldn't go play. In Germany, really didn't get to watch anything, so it was just go figure out what the fuck you're gonna do.
Yeah, where I grew up in Austin, I was in a big suburb, and we didn't have... I remember in elementary school, I had a couple of friends in the neighborhood that I would play with. But by the time junior high rolled around, I didn't really hang out with anybody. So I was just kind of alone and a bit of a loner. And I think that's what Kalia's going through here, because we don't have any kids her age.
Yeah.
And so I just watch TV, and she kind of does the same thing too. So it makes me feel guilty, but at the same time, my childhood really wasn't that bad. And
you turned out pretty good.
Yeah, and God, if I could say, with the exception of the grumpy bitchiness that she exhibits sometimes, she has a lot of my personality in her.
Yeah. Even though she's not even related, there's definitely that, yeah.
She is a giant smartass. Uh-huh. Just like me.
Yeah, just like her granddaddy.
I was talking to Judith, who was on the podcast last week, and I was telling her, I was like, I feel like I've turned into Roseanne, and I'm raising Darlene.
I can so see that.
Because I'm such a...
Now that you say that, I can so see that. That's so funny.
Because we're just such giant smartasses to each other. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
Yep. So, but who doesn't love Darlene?
I know. Well, and who didn't love Roseanne before she turned crazy?
Yeah.
Did you watch Darlene? Or did you watch Darlene? Did you watch Roseanne?
I watched Roseanne just to watch Darlene. Yes. I related much with... No.
Did you watch Roseanne growing up?
I don't think every episode, but I think we did watch it every once in a while.
I remember watching it. I remember liking it, especially the earlier seasons. The later seasons were kind of weird.
When they jumped the shark and then she
Won the
died,
lottery.
and then it was all a dream, and I know about that, but yeah. I remember being a teenager at my father's house, and I was all about some 90210 and Melrose Place.
Really?
And I don't think I was supposed to be probably watching
That is not what I would expect from you.
But-
Because that is such a like white teeny bopper.
I mean,
and I couldn't get
the
into that
drama.
shit. The drama.
I liked Melrose Place more because they were older and they had better plot twists. But yeah, I remember at my father's house, I would take a bath and have the TV on the toilet, and I would watch 90210. I think they came on the same day. I don't even really remember, or there was 2 different days, and I would take a bath and watch my show while I was taking a bath.
Was it like a 12-inch TV or something?
I mean, it was itty bitty TV. I mean, you didn't have big.
Well, I was about to say.
I would lug that motherfucker into the bathroom.
I was about to say, back in the day, if it was like 30 inches, it would have been like 400 pounds.
Yeah, no, it was a little bitty TV, and it probably was black and white too, knowing how poor we were. And then when I got older, my mom used to tape my shows for me, tape, because it was on the VCR. She would record her stories, and then she would let me record Martin and Living Single, because that was what I had to watch. Because I was working at that time. I was an older teenager.
Right.
Because I think Melrose Place in 90210 might have been like 13.
Yeah, because I remember I was in late high school. Well, I'm also 4 years. You're 40, what?
3.
So
Right? Yeah, 43. Had to think about it. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I remember being an older teenager and into my 20s when it was on. So it was like, I couldn't relate with these rich white kids.
I mean, I couldn't relate to the rich white kids too. But I mean, and it wasn't even, I think, like I said, Melrose Place, when the one chick, the redheaded chick, when she took off her wig and she was bald, I was like, fuck yeah. She had scars all over. Only thing I remember about the whole damn show
I don't remember
is
anything
that.
about show. The only thing I remember about that show is Jenny Garth, like the crossover with Jenny Garth and her coming on, because she was, I think in the first few seasons, she.
I mean, I know I want to say she was on it for a good bit.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Because she was Dylan's love interest, question mark.
I thought Dylan was Shannon Doherty's.
Yeah, but I think I don't know.
Yeah, I don't fucking remember.
There was a lot of drama is all I know, and I like drama.
Did you watch Real Housewives? Not Real. What is that movie? The show about the housewives
on.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Because the redhead chick was in that.
Yeah. What was it?
Desperate Housewives.
Desperate Housewives. Yeah.
Yes, I watched that.
Yeah.
That was older. I was older.
Yeah, but you would have been in your late.
2000s.
You would have been in your 20s for that one.
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched that one. I liked that one.
Growing up, I was a big. I watched a lot of cartoons even up until like end of high school. But like Star Trek was my big thing to watch. But I'd watch anything like if it was on TV.
And now you're so different.
Now I can't even be in the room if the TV's going, and that's part of the reason like Khalid and I don't spend more time together, because her and her mom will sit and just watch TV.
Yeah.
And play. Kiki will be on her phone and Khalid will be drawing. I don't like to be in a room with TV on. Like if it's on and the noise is going, I have to mute it. Otherwise, I was like, I'm leaving. But I can sit on the fucking couch
and have your earpiece
for 4 hours doom scrolling through TikTok. And that's kind of recent, because even before then, I really didn't do that too much.
Yep. And just have your earbud in and...
Yep. And I'm just like, scroll. And it's usually just like posts from Reddit bullshit, or it's like, oh, my golden child sister stole my husband, and some bullshit like that.
See, 90210 or Melrose Place right there. You just are a late bloomer on the drama of it all. I
suspect, though, in like a couple of years or a year from now, I will hate it to the point like I do with TV, and I can't even have it on my phone.
But there's some TV shows you do like try to, get, you were like, I'm interested in this.
Yes, I do.
And then we do go to the movies, because you can do a 2-hour-ish movie. It's just you can't have it on 24/7.
Yeah. No, God. Kalia will ask if she can watch TV doing homework.
Yeah.
Or can we listen to music while I do homework? Like, nope. You need to focus.
We could put some classical on. That's what I do.
Nah, I want her to focus. Like, she even asked if she can have music to go to
But
sleep,
it might help her focus.
Okay.
Because it helps me focus. You know me. I have to do like 18.
I don't think she does.
You don't think she does?
No.
Okay.
I don't think because she could focus when she, like, part of it, like, so what Jennifer's talking about, she has ADD and she has to like have some stimulation going almost constantly just to get her normalized.
Yep.
Like she has to sleep with a fan on, and usually,
my Calm app tells me a story and then I pass out.
Yep. But like Kalia and I force Kalia to go to bed in the quiet, cool, and dark. And I was like, I don't even really want her having a nightlight in there, but she'll turn it on regardless.
Right.
But I don't want to take it away from her because it was a present for my brother. So, but I even tell.
But I mean, if she goes to sleep, then she goes to sleep. I mean,
yeah, but like I am of the firm opinion, cool, dark, and quiet to sleep because I also don't.
That's you.
I know. No, well, I think I think the light thing is especially bad for sleep hygiene.
Oh, see, I need complete darkness. Like I need it to be like Dracula's cave, and I have it dark in my room, and I have a mask because of the night terror thingies.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just fucked, is what it is.
Well,
I need to do 5 things at one time just to
feel normal.
Feel normal. Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's your ADD, but I don't think she's got that. So, I mean, she's struggling like in math, but she can focus when she needs to, but she's also 10. So I don't have I don't expect her to like sit down and do like 3 hours of homework. So,
right.
But yeah, so I may be unreasonable on that, but I want to teach her good sleep hygiene where it's cool, dark, and quiet because I don't want her having sleep problems. Because I remember when we first got her, like we would let her sleep with a nightlight, but it was too bright and she would wake up fucking constantly.
Yeah. And
I was like, no, this has got to stop. Mm-hmm. And so we got her a dimmer one and it got a whole lot better. And then she got in trouble that one time when she started looking at porn. And I was like, okay, if you're indulgent enough to look at porn, you're going to lose all night lights. And she did for several years. Yeah. But yeah, and I think it does her good because I can hear like her bed is a platform. Mm-hmm. And it's creaky as all fuck. Mm-hmm. And I can hear her turning around. And so I can hear her I can tell when she's dropped off because she stops moving.
Gotcha.
The bed stops creaking. So I know that like if it's quiet, cool, and dark, she's getting some good sleep.
Okay.
Although that little fucker loves to close her air conditioning vent.
Because she wants to sweat immensely underneath a massive ass comforter. And that's how she's comfortable.
Oh. Well, she's also scared the bugs are coming up through it. She's convinced herself that's how the bugs are coming in. And I'm like, no, girl.
Poor baby.
No, don't. Oh, I got so mad at her the other morning because she was, we were getting ready for school and she's like, Grandpa, come kill this spider. So I walked towards her room and she's walking out with a can of the air freshener. And I'm like, that is not bug spray. Do not spray that on bugs because I've had this problem with her in the past where she like gets anything she can and dumps it on a bug, whether it's like
it's the whole bottle. Yeah,
$30 hair product. She's like, oh, let me kill the bug with this expensive hair cream that I got for your fucking hair. Yeah. So she's like, oh, my room stank. So I go in there and I get the spider and her curtain is just sopping wet. And I was like, you fucking lie to me, you little shit. So mad.
It doesn't stink anymore.
Uh-huh.
It smells like soap.
Spider. God, I was mad at that.
Wesley, so I had a fan for Wesley just because we have mice in the house. And he said he could hear them crawling in the walls. And I figured a fan, like for me, fan is just that white noise. Mm-hmm. And in wintertime, it's facing the corner, so it's not even blowing on me. It's just the noise of it. It just helps for all the outside noises. Yeah. So we have like a biker gang that moved into the neighborhood that like the bikers don't know how to quietly exit in the neighborhood, and they are really fucking loud. But I thought a fan would be good, to help with noises, anything that he heard. Because, it's a brand new house, that sort of thing. But that motherfucker destroyed it.
What did he do? I don't think I know the story.
just would use it to beat shit up.
Like he would take the fan blades off or something?
No, he would just like use the whole fucking stand.
Oh, I was thinking an overhead fan. You're talking about a stand fan.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, overhead fan doesn't make any noises.
Oh, okay.
If it does, it's bad because that's scary to me. I run fans constantly through, because that's what I learned with working at the utility company, is fans really help with your utility bill. If you run them 24/7, they help circulate.
Right.
And then you just change it from when it's cold, you want the air to come down.
Yeah.
And then when it's hot,
Want the air to go up.
when it's cold outside, you want the air to go up because heat rises and you want it to circulate it back down.
Right.
Or something like that. Yeah. And so he never really used that, but I bought him a stand fan. I guess, I don't know if that's the right word for it, but.
Yeah, that's right.
But he destroyed it. I bought him a clock because he was like, I always need to know what time it is, even though he asked me, what time is it? And that kind of helped with like light. So now he's decorated his closet with Christmas lights and he'll leave that on. That's a new thing. And I don't know if he's doing anything bad, because that's unfortunately the first thing that goes into my brain is that he's doing something bad.
Well, I mean, you have reason to say that. So.
Yeah. But yeah, so he has it quiet. He doesn't have anything in his room. I've taken away all of his chargers. I've taken away his clock. I'm about to take away his Christmas lights because he likes to lie at school and say,
What?
Oh, I don't have a computer. Can I get a loaner? And then he brings the loaner home and leaves it home and then plays until midnight.
Didn't you walk in on him the other day and the room was glowing? He's like, I don't know what that is.
Well, so Zuri, my puppy, she was barking at 11:50 something, and I was out. And with my medication, if I get up, I'm like drunk walking, like
Right.
It's bad. But she kept barking, and I'm like, okay, something's up. Like, I don't know what, but something's up. So I got up, and I was like, I'll go pee. Let me look in. And Wesley has destroyed his door to the point where he has a towel over the part he destroyed, so you just can move the towel and then see into his room. So you don't even have to open up the
I
door.
thought your stepdad fixed that with him. He didn't fix that part?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, he fixed all the holes in the wall.
Oh, okay.
But the door, like, that's his own damn fault. No privacy, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. You did that. So I just moved the towel aside, and all of a sudden Wesley's like, oh, Mom, what? I was having a bad dream. You motherfucker, you're so lying to my goddamn face right now.
Wasn't there like a glow in the room or something?
Well, it was the glow from it was like just a little bitty glow. And at first I was like, well, not at first. I said, what do you have on your bed? I see a light. Now, I don't have my contacts on, don't have my glasses on. I'm thinking maybe I'm hallucinating because I'm on fucking drugs, but there's a light. And it wasn't big. It was the little bitty light from the side of the laptop.
Oh.
Like, I saw that somehow. Mom instinct. I don't know what it was. What? I don't have anything glowing in my room. What? No, I just had a really bad dream. And so I was like, get up. And I walked into his room, opened up the door, walked into his room and told him, get up, turn on the light. And then there's his laptop. And I'm like, really bad dream, huh?
Yeah.
I'll show you a really bad dream when you don't have your tablet tomorrow. This is the reason. You say, oh, if you give me more time at night, I'll sleep and I'll wake up in the morning. Fuck you. I don't know how long you've had this fucking computer, and I've yelled at you for the past 5 fucking months to wake up. Because he says, oh, you just give me more time, Mama. I'll wake up. I promise. I just need this to help me go to sleep. Nah. You're lying. And now I have something to call your ass on. So I took it. And then the next day I had to go to the school to pick him up for an appointment. Yeah. So I kept the loaner, and when I went to go pick him up, I was like, look, he has his laptop in Miss Webb's room. This is a loaner. Can you please return it? And if there's any way you can tell them never to give him another loaner, I would really appreciate it. Because it's not like he brings his laptop home to do homework anyways.
Oh, God.
He doesn't even do his schoolwork. So you don't need a fucking laptop.
Yeah.
Let it charge at school. That's fine. That's what I want. Don't give him fucking paper.
Are the laptops cell network enabled? Because it seems like they're able to get onto the internet even without being connected to the Wi-Fi.
I mean, he would have had to because I didn't give him my password for the loaner.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that works. I'm not that savvy.
I'm just amazed because you can put like a cell phone card into a laptop so it can, act like a cell phone basically.
Yeah.
But they must be doing that. So for kids who don't have like home Wi-Fi.
Right.
But it kills me that it's like, why don't they disable them after? It's like, okay, after 10 o'clock, these are.
Yeah. Or
disabled.
after 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or sometime, but whatever. So yeah, that was because of Zuri. Zuri helped me out. Like I got my dog helping me out. Like getting Wesley into trouble.
I haven't had Kalia using her school computer late into the night. I haven't heard it because I think it would hear it, and I can see the glow in her room pretty well. So I haven't seen that, but I do worry about it because she'll take it into her room sometimes, and I get a little bit hesitant about not letting her have it. But she doesn't usually. I honestly think the reason she's so grumpy in the morning is because she is doing that shit where she's like staying up. So I think I'm gonna have to start confiscating work computers.
I mean, I tell him when I pick him up from the Boys and Girls Club, I tell him, give me your book bag. Is your laptop in here? No. Where's your laptop? Miss Webb, I don't believe you. So when we get inside, I'm going to pat you down. Why?
I'm amazed he can hide it on himself.
Well, he puts it in his back or his front underneath his clothes because I found it.
Love it.
And apparently 7th graders vape a lot and have gummies. I'm learning that this year. So I'm like, I am going to check you. So I check his pockets. Why are you all in my pockets? Because you
do bad stuff.
And then I'm even like going into the side of his shoes and his socks because I'm like, I don't know where you can put it. And I feel around his waist. Like I'm not going into his drawers or anything like that. So he could do that, but that's a limit. I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
makes
gonna.
sense.
I'm not gonna like cross that. So he could be keeping shit there. If he does, then he ain't washed in like a week. So I'm not. But like he has washed in a week. But it might have only been once. But I'm not gonna do all that.
Yeah.
But at least I can go in his pockets, and then I do around his shoes, and then I check his book bag. And now I check his book bag, and I do a random search of his room.
I mean, with all the shit you have found and all the shit he has stolen over the years, I completely understand.
Yeah. And it's crazy to think about how he was at 8 and then how he is at 13.
You were like right before we recorded the podcast, we were recording a TikTok video, and you were showed a picture of Wesley when he was probably like 10 or 9 or
It was a
like
memory on Facebook 3 years ago. Yeah. So 10.
And you're like, oh, how did this sweet little thing? Well, I don't think you thought he was sweet back then.
Well, but I mean, he was sweeter.
Yeah. He was a semi-sweet. Now he's a bittersweet.
Yeah. I mean, at least back then it wasn't an everyday battle. Because his excuse is all kids are like this. No, motherfucker.
No, I don't think they are.
I'm sure most kids give their mom 2 days out of the week for you just to wake up when we ask you to and not have to yell at you 18,000 times to get up and then threaten to drag your ass out in whatever you're wearing so that you're not late to work. So he's gotten into trouble, but like I don't want to deal with it right now. So he has his tablet.
Yeah. I mean, it's like how much of it, if you take it away from him, it's like the battle intensifies to the point where it's like you can't even live your life. Mm-mm. So I completely understand about, it's like, okay, there's got to be some punishment, but there's also, it's like, okay, if I make this so miserable for him, I am suffering.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, I already hide from him most of the time anyways on my porch, just not to have to deal with it.
Yep.
It's 7th grade sucks, y'all.
I mean, it sucks for all of them. It sucks for us and for them.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking forward to 7th grade for Kalia. I kind of want to I was like, I just want to put you in like a convent for a couple of years and then.
And you know that, okay, I can see that, but don't say like private school, because from what I heard, private schools, they got all the bad shit too.
I don't know. Like,
I know you went to a private school, but I'm still saying there's like shit.
I mean, I think it's present no matter where you're at. I will say, though, like if you go to a religious private school like I did, starting in 7th grade, the parents have drank the Kool-Aid of religion. They have force-fed it to their children, who they will start acting out, but it's usually a little bit later.
Gotcha.
And it's usually not as extreme.
Gotcha.
Now, judgy as all hell.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's what makes me a little bit hesitant to send Kalia there, because she's expressed being queer before. And I'm like, I don't think I want to like throw you back in the closet, because she could get herself expelled for being pansexual.
Or just talking about like how she feels and that she might like girls, or boys or whatever. Yeah, no, don't do that to that baby.
So I was like, oh, can we find a nice convent or two for a couple of years?
Yeah.
All right, Miss Jennifer, I think we're in a good transition spot.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, we're already 50
We've been
minutes.
talking. I really do think he's addicted to that damn thing.
I mean, I don't disagree, but it's like to solve the issue would require more time that you don't have.
Oh, I don't know what would replace it.
Yeah.
That would make him happy.
I mean, probably nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And he'd steal computers again.
Yeah, there's
whatever.
like nothing. Okay, sorry.
Oh, no, you're
I just
fine.
had to say that.
All right, so for all our 15 listeners out there, hey, Benji.
Hi, Benji.
If you have any funny stories about your kids,
or if you need some bad parenting advice, or if you have any ideas for topics,
please email us at guidetopoorparenting@gmail.com. And I was going to tell you this. I'm going to revamp the website recently, because I ran across another podcast and they had a really good website. Mm-hmm. And their website actually had like a contact form where you could ask to be like half of it was like, if you wanted to come be on the podcast, you could do, and the other one was like, oh, if you have any questions for us. And I was like, oh, that'd be a good,
that's really good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna revamp our website soon, because our website is just pretty bare bones, because I'm so bad about I'm proud of myself for posting the podcast weekly, because it has always been a bit of a struggle to just get it out.
And the videos. So I'm proud of myself for getting that out. Me too.
So I want to make it a little more streamlined, and we're going to start doing hopefully YouTube, like true YouTube videos next season. Mm-hmm. I know Jennifer's super excited.
Nope.
But she's going to do it because she loves me.
That's right. And you do so much for me.
I give her liquor and I give her food and I make her talk to me.
And you help take care of my kid.
Either way, okay. Yeah. So what are we snacking on?
I'm eating one right now, so I apologize.
You want me to introduce it?
We went to Dunkin Donuts and we are eating some powdered munchkins.
We were having lunch. Zay and I went to Costco at like noon, and you got off work at noon, and I was like, we're going to Five Guys if you want to join us. And we're sitting there talking about what we're going to eat on the podcast. And I was looking out the window. I was like, oh, there's Dunkin Donuts right behind us. Do you want to get Dunkin's? She's like, yeah, we can get the munchkins. So we got some glaze for the next episode. But
we got powdered for this one. All right, so we got our snack time and our cocktail done. Now it's Jason's story time, and I'm excited about it.
So what made me think of this is I vaguely remember you telling me how Wesley used to like, didn't he have a period where he was like dumping shit he was doing stuff with like chemicals, or he was playing with chemicals in the sink? Or am I remembering that wrong?
You're remembering that wrong.
Okay, what am I thinking? I'm thinking of Kalia, because she's like not done potions, but she's like done stuff in the sink, or she'll make messes and not clean it up. And I remember when I was a kid, I always heard don't mix bleach and ammonia, and I was like, I will. This is probably my biggest fatal flaw, is I think I'm the smartest person in the room, even when I'm definitely not. And the older I get, I'm like, I really should keep my fucking mouth shut, because I don't know what I'm talking about. But
when you're a kid, you're like, fuck that. That's
fools.
Okay. They don't know what they're talking about.
So I used to always, I was constantly making potions. I would take all the cleaning chemicals.
Before Harry Potter.
Oh yeah. I was like, oh, I'm gonna see what happens. And I would I put the stopper in the sink, and I would take bleach and ammonia and stick my face. I would have my face over it and breathing in that nitrous oxide or whatever that, because it's chlorine gas.
Yeah.
Which is very bad for you, fatal.
Yep.
So I was just luckily my parents never caught me, because I was crazy. I remember one time I noticed, I saw, I think it was a video or a movie where someone lit hairspray on fire.
Oh, I love to do that.
We didn't have the aerosol. We had the pump. So
I don't think I've ever done the pump.
Fun fact, if you spray it on something and light it, the thing kind of burns. And we had one of those globe light fixtures in our hallway. Mm-hmm. So I hosed the fucker down with hairspray, lit it on fire, and started dripping onto the goddamn carpet.
Oh, shit.
So,
fireballs just falling down.
Dripping fire into our brown shag carpeting. And it, burned a perfect circle hole, right? Probably about the size of a quarter, maybe $50 into our carpet. I was like, fuck. The other fatal flaw I have is I'm actually a pretty good problem solver and quick thinker.
I don't think that's a problem.
Well, I got the scissors and I'm like, let me cut away the burn spot. And I went to another area of the carpet where it kind of pulled away and was loose. And I trimmed it and I stuffed all that stuff down into the hole. And you really couldn't tell.
I'm just covering up your mistake.
So yeah, I was God bless. I was like, my poor parents. I was like, I don't know how I didn't kill us, because that was not the first fire I started. I remember I almost burned our yard. I almost burned our house down because I was playing with a magnifying glass and I lit half of our yard on fire. And our neighbor came over and put it out for us. Thank God. So
good times.
Yeah, I mean, we always kind of bemoan how dumb Wesley is sometimes, but frankly, being a little bit smarter can actually get you into worse trouble, because I knew the things to do.
Yeah, because I was about to say, I can't even get Wesley to put just one chemical in the sink to clean it. So
yeah.
He ain't going to do multiples to
try poison himself.
Poison himself. Yeah. He
So
did say he ate a Tide Pod when he was a kid, though.
I can believe it.
I don't know how true it is because he likes to lie, but
your son? What?
So
it's almost like saying my granddaughter.
So I don't have pods, but then I'm scared. Is he going to try to drink the liquid? So it's on top shelves where I can only reach, but then he's getting tall.
I was going to say, he's probably tall enough now. I mean, at 13, if he's eating Tide Pods.
No. He didn't do it when he was 13. He did it when he was at
I know,
one of
but
the
I was
foster
I think
families,
you could probably pull it down off the top shelf now.
Yeah. So I'm just okay, whatever.
It was here, I'll give you one to chew now. Go ahead. God. All right. Well, for our 15 listeners out there, thank you for listening to another episode of A Guide to Poor Parenting.
If you like our podcast, please give us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you're listening on.
And if you don't like our podcast, just like our kids ask why they can't get... No, I've already done this one.
Just like when...
No, I've already, no, I don't think I've already done this one. Shit, I forgot to update this one. Okay, we're doing it again. Fuck it.
Okay.
And if you don't like our podcast, just like when our kids ask why we can't get another pet, even though they don't help nor play with the pets we do have.
Tough shit.
Sorry if I fucked that up, y'all.
That random cat in my front yard that we have named Mally, who is just an outdoor cat, is not coming in my fucking house.
Giving all my animals fleas.
No, because Wesley's like, puppy needs a friend. No, bitch, you don't do litter. You don't feed. I do feed Mally every once in a while, though. I will say that. But it's a black cat just randomly on my porch. I think the neighbors across the street, it's their cat, but as I'm not looking to see if it's a boy or girl, but they love on me. I give them some food. Outdoor cat. Yeah. Does not go inside. But Wesley, all the fucking time, Mally needs to come meet Puppy. I think they would be great friends. No, they would probably
fight.
I
was like, has he not seen Buddy and Milo fight all the time?
No, because he's outside, because he's not allowed inside the house.
That's true, because he robbed us. So, all right, bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.